Hi, welcome to Sue and Sean's 1970 home. I have no idea. The maker's mark, it says Frankert number 195K. Looks like cast aluminum bookends, and they're very tarnished and not very shiny. And I've also got this metal bowl from Habitat for Humanity Restore. There's no maker's mark on it, but it looks like it's a 1970s aluminum bowl as well, but it's got all kinds of tarnish on the inside. I don't know if you can see the discoloration in there. And then I've also got, these have a maker's mark. It says they're pewter, and I got these from Restore as well. I wanted to polish these up, and I found this at Menards, white diamond metal polish. Removes oxidation and discoloration from aluminum, brass, stainless steel. I thought I'd give this a try and see if I can get these pretty again. The instructions are back here. If you want, you can go ahead and pause it to, to read what the instructions are. And it's manufactured in the USA. Distributed in Iowa. So this cost, I think it was $11 for this 12-ounce bottle. And it looks like it's going to be pretty easy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep one item in its original tarnished shape. One of these, and I've only got one of these bowls. But we'll be able to see the difference. But the instructions look pretty simple. Let me get my supplies ready and give it a start, and let's see how this works. Wipe a small amount on the surface vigorously with a clean, dry cloth until polish turns dark. Let stand for 1 minute. Buff off with a clean, dry towel. Wow, sounds like that's going to work pretty quick. Instead of using cloth, I'm going to start on the bottom here, and I've got this little Scotch-Brite sponge. I think I'll just pour a little bit on the bottom and see how well this works. Looks like there is an old label on here that's stuck pretty good. And this isn't turning black yet. All right, let's pour a little more on and do the sides. I'm probably doing it wrong using a Scotch-Brite. There you go. Once I get it applied, I'm going to switch over to the towel because I don't want to scratch it. But it looks like it's already cleaning off some of the oxidation. I'm going to cut application. And with the second application, I really just swirled and swirled and swirled. Give them the bowl swirly. And I think the little micro abrasions that are in the product are helping to polish it. I am seeing a better result the second time around. So I just kept doing this over and over again, rotating, swirling, and then getting the edges as well. And then I went back to the outside and did the same thing. Swirled real well, rotate, swirl real well. This you have to put a lot of muscle into. But I'm feeling pretty hopeful after this second application. I just realized that maybe I wasn't rubbing enough or swirling enough, but I'm feeling a little bit better, and it's definitely been more than a minute. Look at that. And then of course it's on my thumb, so every time I rotate it I get more onto the bowl. But that's looking better. It's not shiny like I thought it was going to be, but the oxidation is disappearing. Let's try wiping this off. Looking better. Let me go wash my hands and wash this to get all the product off and dry it really good, and let's see how it turned out before I do the rest of the stuff, because if it doesn't work I'm not gonna mess with all that too. If you remember, half of the bowl, I don't know if it was like this half or this half, but there was half the bowl that was tarnished. I think that looks pretty good. And then on the back, it's not shiny like I was hoping, but the tarnish is definitely gone. I probably wouldn't even mind doing it a third time if I wanted. Comparing to what this one looks like, this one's like really dark and tarnished. I don't know if it translates onto the camera or not. I will try working on the cat. I will keep one without the polish and then this one with the polish and see if we can see a difference. Here we go. I will compare it to the one that's not been polished so you can get an idea. So that's polished. Can you see a difference? Is there a difference? It does look a little shinier, doesn't it? I have to say it's I think it worked better on these bookends than they did on the bowl. It might have worked good on the bowl, but I didn't have another bowl to compare it to. You can kind of see on the back, this is definitely much shinier. Have you guys polished aluminum before, and have you had success with polished aluminum? You'll have to let me know what you did to get high polish on the aluminum. I'm going to work on a candlestick now and see if I have success with that. But if you look right here on the cat's thigh, that's nice and shiny. So I think it worked really good on the bookend. So here's the candlestick. This is the after. This is the before. I can see a lot of hazy and tarnish on the before, and on the after. I say that this white diamond metal polish works better on pewter than it does on aluminum. But look at the difference. There's that big difference there. It also looks like it kind of buffed out some of the scratches that appear to be on here. I will go ahead and finish the second cat and the second candlestick and show you the outcome. I'd say the candlesticks turned out the best. I don't know if it's because they were pewter or they weren't as tarnished. So that turned out really, really good. Yep. Very happy with those. Let me try turning off this light and see if it makes a difference. These turned out exceptionally shinier. The bad part is, since this is cast aluminum, when they cast this spot was really thin right here. So when I pushed on it, it made a divot. It kind of breaks my heart. But these are quite a bit shinier. I'm really pleased with that. I'll have to look up the maker's mark and give some information about these.